Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Okay, picture this. You're staring down a massive project, a dense report, or maybe a really grueling study session. You absolutely know the daily battle I'm talking about, right? The afternoon slump hits, your focus starts drifting, and suddenly you're desperately scanning the pantry or the break room. You need fuel, but more importantly, you need to actually remember that mountain of information sitting right in front of you. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating concept called the Alimental Mind, Confections for Memory Retention. We're going to break down exactly how you can rethink your snacking habits to lock in what you learn and thankfully avoid that dreaded crash.
So, what fuels your memory? I want you to really stop and consider that for a second. When you grab that go-to snack to power through your work, is it actually helping your brain lock in that crucial information? Or is it just giving you a fleeting, sugary rush that's going to leave you crashing hard a half hour later? We've all been there, hoping a candy bar or a bag of chips will be the magic bullet for our productivity. But the reality of what our brains actually require to retain information? Well, it's a completely different story.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The Snacking Dilemma. Reaching for the wrong fix. You see, junk food might feel like a quick fix in the moment, but it is an absolute trap for memory retention. We totally trick ourselves into thinking that a quick hit of sugar helps our focus, but relying on highly processed food, it just creates this rapid glucose spike followed by a steep, massive crash. And that completely deprives your brain of the sustainable energy it literally needs to encode new information. It promises focus, sure, but it actually delivers fatigue. So you're working directly against your ultimate goal of retaining knowledge over the long haul.
To escape this trap, we absolutely need a new paradigm. Section 2. The Alimental Mind, a scientific approach.
And this brilliantly illustrates our core concept. The Alimental Mind is the science of utilizing specific, natural foods to sustainably boost memory retention instead of relying on junk food. It's a deliberate choice, you know? You're using natural tools designed to support your brain's complex cognitive functions, rather than just throwing empty, counterproductive calories at the problem. It's no longer just about stopping a hunger pang, it's about actively and strategically aiding your memory.
Now, there's a remarkably intriguing phrase from the source material: Confections for Memory Retention. It's just such a fascinating combination of words. Because usually, when we hear the word confections, we automatically think of sweets, candies, and completely unhelpful junk food, right? But this framework flips that entirely on its head. It challenges us to rethink what actually constitutes a treat for our brains. What if a confection wasn't something that sabotaged your focus, but was actually something specifically designed and consumed to anchor your memory?
Which brings us to Section 3, Nuts over Candy, the Ultimate Showdown.
Now, what's really interesting here is how clear the battle lines are. On one side, we've got our deeply ingrained habits, the candy and the junk food that offer a momentary spike but ultimately completely fail your memory when you need it the most. And then, on the other side, we have the natural champions, almonds and fruits. It is a really stark contrast between what hinders our learning and what actively helps us retain it. And the source distills this whole philosophy down to 3 brilliant words: nuts over candy. It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a direct science-backed command to upgrade your habits. When you're looking to boost your memory, choose the sustainable fuel of nuts to protect your cognitive health. It's a fundamental shift away from that vending machine mindset.
Let's move on and see how this builds into real action. Section 4. Fueling your memory, the winning strategy.
So the crucial point is exactly what to eat. The source zeroes in on these 2 specific powerhouses, almonds and fruits. Why these 2? Well, almonds give you essential healthy fats and protein, which provides a slow, steady burn for sustained, long-term focus. And fruits? They provide natural fiber-bound energy that gives you a lift without resulting in that massive crash. Together, they form the absolute bedrock of the Alimental Mind strategy. By consciously choosing almonds and fruits, you're actively giving your brain the chemical building blocks it literally needs to lock in new information.
Which leaves us with one final, vital question. Are you ready to go nuts over candy? The next time you're settling in for a long focus session and your hand hovers over that sugary snack, I really want you to remember this explainer and the science of the Alimental Mind. You have a conscious, actionable choice to make about how you fuel your memory. You can choose a fleeting sugar rush that sets you back, or you can choose the science of memory retention. Choose almonds. Choose fruits. Choose to fuel your mind the right way. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and happy learning.